Just when it seems like the situation is completely swept under the rug and there's somehow no updates, crazy things are posted. Recently, there has been allegedly a video filming David out in public. Not only that, but the private investigator that has been making a lot of claims about the situation that has investigated David's home has came out with even more shocking statements. There is also an audio clip from a live stream and a lot of people think it is David. And finally, people have began generating videos of the victim, Celeste Rivas, and it is beyond disgusting, so that's what we'll cover last in this video. So there's a lot of stuff to get into, and if you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe. With that, let's get into it.
I found that singer who murdered his girlfriend's body like a month ago, not her face the day after that. Wow,
What?
This is the tow yard where D4vd's car was impounded, and that was the person that actually discovered the human remains of Celeste Rivas inside of the vehicle.
Obviously, for legal reasons, because I really don't want to get sued, everything is alleged, including this video. We do not know for sure. Nothing can be confirmed unless it's made by an official, trustworthy news source. But allegedly, this is a video where the guy who allegedly found the discusses it with some people, and we do not know their names, but it definitely is interesting, and I'm sure a lot of the people involved in this case are very, very disturbed now, and I hope the best for people that are actively contributing to help bring down an evil person.
I wouldn't be afraid of anything either after that. I hope this person is doing okay mentally and that they have taken the time that they need in order to process what happened to them. My condolences. There's also this live stream that's come forward, and I want you to pay close attention to the person's voice and what they've said.
I mean, if you're like sitting here yapping, like to something that's not like relevant to the case, yeah, like we're gonna interrupt.
What are you saying that's relevant to the case other than denying everything? What are you saying that's relevant?
Well, no, it's not denying anything. What it is
You
doing
literally
is
are
like
denying everything.
substantiating the fact that there's no type
You
of
said you
evidence.
literally haven't seen one video, you haven't seen this, you haven't seen that. So what credibility do you actually have, sir?
There isn't any video. It's weird that you have like this obsession with like P3 videos. I think that by itself is a little suspicious.
Most of us know by now that David has lawyered up. He has not been talking at all. He has been removing allegedly some of his reposts, a bunch of that, and turned off his comments on almost every single app he owns and every single account he has, and he'd done everything he can to just be quiet, but there's been speculation. There's been allegedly a comment he commented under a video, which we've already been over, but this is another allegation. It could just be someone that sounds like him. I'm not going to say this is for sure him, because it could just be someone that sounds kind of like him.
I think you're the one that's obsessed. Because you're.
I think like the active trying to like call everyone a P3 video is
Literally,
like
the way
sus by itself.
it's so obvious that it's him, bro. Just the weird.
I mean, if I was sitting here
Like, this
calling everyone
nigga.
like a P3 video, I would be like, hey, it's a little sus. But,
Get him, queen. This guy is good.
These two clips in particular are just a piece of the live stream that this person was joining. And like that person said in the live stream, it's led a lot of people to believe that this is actually D4vd using a voice changer. And the voice of this person sounds suspiciously like the person that put in the SWAT call in Houston onto his family's home. There's also a lot of speculation around the fact that D4vd is showing up in different comment sections, and he's trying to discredit anything that's being said about the situation.
And if there's one thing that you should not do, whether guilty or not, is talk. It's going to get you in a worse position. So obviously we don't know for sure. It definitely could be someone mimicking him. That's always something that happens in scenarios. That's why I don't know for sure if it actually is him, and I'm not going to say it for sure is, but I could see maybe he is mad and wants to tell the internet his opinion, but doesn't obviously want to say it on his main account, so he feels safer doing it on a different account. We never really will know for sure about this specifically.
I can't confirm whether or not this is actually the person, D4vd, and I cannot confirm whether or not he's actually been showing up in comment sections. But I will say that the way that this person is speaking towards the case is oddly suspicious. Now, I've told you before in the past, we simply don't know anything about the Celeste Rivas case. The only thing we know is the official timeline that the LAPD has put out. But for the person to come in so drastically divisive into the situation and to also make claims as if Celeste Rivas had been dead over a year, and that the only tie is to D4vd is the fact that she was found in the front trunk of the Tesla.
The amount of things that have come forward that seem to directly imply of his strong relationship with her, obviously for legal reasons I have to be careful around this specific topic, but you all know what I mean. first of all, who just randomly has a B to the Y in the back of their car? Like, that's not something you just normally have. Like, the fact that this person, and once again, it likely is, I'm not going to lie, it likely is someone who is incredibly attention-seeking, and as we know, having the incredibly unpopular opinion will get you a lot of attention. It won't get you love, but it'll get you lots of attention, so that's my guess. I don't know if maybe it could be him, but it's probably just an attention seeker.
His vehicle is a little odd, but this is a high-profile case, and a lot of people have differing opinions into the case, and everyone's entitled to their own opinion. We simply still, at this point in time, do not know whether or not this person is D4vd, but we do have confirmation about the identity of the person who did find Celeste Rivas's remains. This case is ongoing, and I will be keeping you as updated as possible with confirmed facts and also breaking down the speculation as I have been doing.
And if you go to his TikTok page right now, it is very eerie. His most recent TikTok, which isn't very recent anymore because immediately after the allegations came out, he shut off the comments and stopped posting on TikTok, which once again is likely something his lawyers told him to do. They said, just shut your mouth, don't post anything, don't say anything. It's gonna get you in a worse position. They can use all of that against you in court. So I'm sure that's why, but it is eerie because his most recent TikTok from a while ago has 50 something million views, and it has like 600,000 likes, and it's just in all the comments, and once again he shut them off, so they're the comments before the comments have been paused. It's eerie how some of them have more likes than the video. It's just, if you didn't somehow know about the situation and you stumbled across his account, you would probably be very weirded out. Plus his reposts, like, they've changed. They're not silly stuff anymore. It's just simply his concerts. He's removed tons and tons and tons, allegedly removed tons of reposts. And something even creepier is when I just look through accounts associated with him and people filming videos, and like this one, it's just, and they always turn off the comments, and I completely understand you before, like, I'm not saying these people are bad. They're definitely not bad or anything like that. They simply were filming a TikTok with their favorite singer. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just like, it's kind of sad to see all these people who filmed videos with someone they looked up to, and they're probably so proud of it, because like, it's not every day that you get a TikTok with someone who has some major hits, and now, you know, they just turn off their comments, and I mean, what do you do in this scenario? It doesn't make you look good or anything, just like a lot of his friends who have been unfollowing him and deleting posts and stuff because it doesn't look good to be connected to him anymore.
My biggest question was, where was David in the month of May? If the car started moving around in late May all the way up until July 29th, where was he? Let's find out. I did a lot of research, and I found every single public appearance that I can pinpoint his exact location on that day. So I'm going to show you what I found, and just let me know what you guys think. Here's the first view of the board. This is all the work that I've done, and let me get to explaining. How I'm going to do this is I'm going to give you guys the date, and then I'm going to show you exactly where he was on that day. So let's focus on the month of May first. May the 1st, he had a concert in Germany. May 10th, he did a live stream with Cat's Eye, and he also was at a gaming competition.
Looking back, if somehow allegedly that account arguing was David, that is honestly, like, just think about that for a minute. That is so sad. Like, no one is defending this dude anymore. Maybe like a month ago there were some people defending him, but now basically no one is, because it just doesn't look good at all for him. Imagine how sad that is. You have to defend yourself because literally no one will defend you, and you go on some random live stream with like 100 viewers to do it.
In Los Angeles. May 13th, he had a concert in Malaysia. May 16th, he had a concert in the Philippines. Now, I want you to remember that the car started moving in late May. So here are his whereabouts in late May. May 22nd, he had a concert in South Korea. May 25th, he had an appearance in Tokyo. Now, we cannot account for these days here, and it does take about 10 to 11 hours in order for you to get from Tokyo to LA. We don't know when he left, but we know that this portion is open. And at some point here, on one of these days, he came back to LA, because going into June, on June the 1st, in Los Angeles, he was at a concert for the Stray Boys.
It's crazy how I remember the first day that the allegations came out, because all of going through the events like this video does reminds me of it. I remember so many people, and I don't know, because I honestly didn't know what to think because it was such shocking news, but I remember people were immediately, like 90% of the internet was like, oh, he's been framed. Some random person put a B to the Y in the back of his car. He's been framed, obviously. And then as days went by, it became more and more unlikely that that was the truth. So it's just kind of insane. And yeah, every single time the internet takes it into their own hands and does some research, which obviously we can't trust every single thing we see, but I went through this girl's video and I thought she did a pretty good job. I fact checked as many things as I could, and I think she did a pretty good job. I did not find many mistakes in this video, so I think, obviously, I hope she doesn't get sued by David, but I think he has other things to worry about at the moment.
June the 10th, he was in New York City on a live stream with Kid Super. And at some point through here, he came back to LA because we spotted him again June the 16th. June the 16th, he was live streaming from his Hollywood Hills home. And I want you to remember the car was moving around in this month as well. There are no specific dates, but it was moving around in June. June 18th, he did a live stream with the Chopettes. And I did a little bit of digging on them. They are based in Los Angeles. Now, I can't account for any of these days because there were no public appearances. Also, he was not performing in this month. All right, and now it's time for July. Notice July the 29th was the day that the car was officially abandoned. July 4th, he attended a 4th of July party on live stream, and it was based in LA as well.
For someone who seems to be involved in a lot of horrible things, why does he love to go on live streams? Like, I know we've all seen the one because I've shown it before, and it's alleged. We do not know if the girl was Celeste. It's been debatable whether it's her or not, but he's seen kind of pushing a girl out of the camera of a live stream. I don't know why he enjoys doing live streams, because he seems to be involved in so many different terrible things, but he keeps going on these live streams, and it's just not making, especially when you go through the old ones, it's just not making him look any better. So I just don't know what he was thinking.
Then he comes back sometime around here because we spot him at home on the 17th. No public appearances and no concerts during this time or interviews, but for the next 2 days, he was at home with his friends live streaming in the Hollywood Hills mansion. July 29th, the car was officially abandoned and parked in his final spot. And then July 30th, he leaves for his tour and he has his first show in San Francisco, California. And in case you needed it, in August, he was extremely busy. These are all of his tour days. This is the first leg of his tour. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video breakdown of David's whereabouts during the months that the car was moving.
And since the news broke, he has obviously moved out of his house, or the LA house he was in, and other people, and it's been searched, and a lot of things have happened since. And since that's happened, allegedly very recently, a video is circulated where someone claims to see David. They don't confront the person or anything, meaning that it could be staged, but I'm going to let you guys see it because it has gotten quite a good amount of views. The comments were very conflicted. The person in the video seems to be very short, and they are wearing similar things to what David sometimes wears, but other than that, there isn't much evidence in this video. It did, once again, get a lot of views, and half the comments were saying, "You're crazy, you just filmed some random guy, you weirdo," and the other half were saying, "David's just walking around," and stuff. Like, it's very, very split. I wish I could show the comments, but I just downloaded the video. I did not screenshot the comments. So in my personal opinion, I do not know if that was him. They don't show his face, and I remember that Ashley Barnes and stuff, obviously these are two different entirely different situations and stuff, but a lot of the time, because she went to college and a lot of people knew where she went, she would get filmed a lot of different times, and usually her face showed, so it was more likely that that was her. And sometimes it didn't, but it still went viral. So it's one of those scenarios where it's like, it could be, but at the same time, I mean, it's likely it isn't. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I don't know. It's kind of like the voice audio or the recording in the live stream. Like, we don't really know.
Breaking news in the D4vd David and Celeste Hernandez case. You will never guess what they found in his house. Yes, they have now released details on exactly what they found when they raided his house in September. And it's shocking, but I'm not that shocked in this day and age. They found a lot of...
There is no universe where YouTube will let me keep this video up if I show what she's about to say, but it starts with a D and ends with an S, if you know what I mean. It's something that you take, if you know, D, G. Just, you know what I mean. I cannot go any further on the word, but that's a ton of the things that they found in his house. They found tons of that. I'm really, really sorry. I want to be as specific as possible, but a bunch of my videos have gotten age restricted on David, and I just have to be incredibly careful. But most of you know what I mean, and that does not make him look any better, because he sung, his leaked song about Celeste was talking about how she gets him H to the H, how he will only open up to him when she's on D to the G. Like, that's literally what the song is about. I'm sure a lot of you have heard it. It's gone viral since, obviously, the situation, but that is literally what it's about. So the evidence is not working in his favor.
That can induce hysteria and can easily be OD'd on, leading to an unaliving, if you know what I mean. At least that's what they're trying to say is the cause of her unaliving. And I told you guys this about a month ago when I posted that they're going to try to frame this based on what the LAPD is saying as a unintentional unaliving, meaning that no one actually unalived her, but there is abuse of a corpse, which could only be a gross misdemeanor in California.
On this channel, we've discussed the possibilities of how she sadly passed, and that is one of them. Obviously, there's been a lot of discussion of her being M to the deed, but there is also speculation that there is a possibility that it could have been some sort of accident. But even if it somehow is an accident, the evidence of him with her, all of the things, her in the back of the car, like, there's so much stuff. Like, if this guy gets away scot-free, like, I am going to lose my mind. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to, because, like, I just don't understand, like, there's so many things this guy has done. I could make a list of, like, the 25 different horrific things this guy has done, that each one probably makes him deserve at least 10 years in prison. It's insane to me. But he'll probably just get away with, like, something like abuse of corpse.
So they're basically trying to say that they were partying, they found the during the raid, she must have OD'd, she was unresponsive. When everybody sobered up, they saw her probably there laying on the ground, unresponsive, and OD'd and unalived, no pulse, right? They got scared, so they put her somewhere in the house. Didn't know what to do. They panicked. They didn't know if they should call the police, because if they did get the police involved and called the ambulance, then they would be charged with crimes, because she is a murderer and she has taken illegal.
That is definitely a possibility, but I truly hope that we have, like, proof if that is the scenario that happened, and it's not like that definitely happened and not something else. So I really, really, truly hope that if that is a scenario, we for sure know that, and there's, like, no doubt in it. And if that happened, it is truly heartbreaking. Anyway, however she passed, I don't care. If anyone blames her, because I've seen some victim blaming in this scenario, you're a horrible person. I don't care. I don't care what happened. She's a victim in this scenario, and she deserves justice.
And she's a runaway. And she's not even supposed to be in that house with him living there. It's illegal. So it could have been 5 or 6 crimes charged if he would have called the police or the ambulance and they found her OD'd. So he panicked and he got scared. That's what I think. If this wasn't malicious intent, which I don't know, but I'm just telling you what the defense and what the LAPD is trying to frame this as. The body was decomposed for several weeks, so I'm thinking that the partying and
No, I could see that. I could definitely see that. And his career is destroyed no matter how she passed by now. Literally anyway. And honestly, rightfully so. Because it's just, in this situation, it's so troubling in every possible way, because I've said this before and I've seen comments about it, but, like, the way that this guy was, like, seemed inspiring before, like, how he, like, built himself from nothing, how he used BandLab to get successful, like, it's just, like, the ideal success story. It's scary how disgusting some people are, and we just, like, we walk by these people, we listen to their music, we look up to them, and we don't realize how evil they truly are.
Must have happened the beginning of July, and they panicked and didn't know what to do with her for 2 weeks. That's what I'm guessing, you guys. I don't know if that's a fact. That's just my hypothesis at this point, based on these slow toxicology reports. Like, I don't ever remember toxicology reports taking this long. Yes, her is severely decomposed, but it's all a little fishy. It's all just,
Plus, what I want to know is, if that's true, then why would he leave the B to the Y in his Tesla where it could easily be found? Like, why would he do that? If he wanted to hide it because he was panicking, why wouldn't he hide her in his home? Like, I just don't understand that scenario. It's like, that's why I had the theory, and other people have had the theory, that he almost wanted some sort of attention from the scenario, and he wanted it to be found, or he knew it would inevitably be found. Like, that's what I thought, because I just don't understand, like, if you were desperately trying to hide her and hide your disgusting actions, then, like, why, out of all places, would you choose that as an option where it's pretty easily going to be revealed? Like, that's just the question I have, if this is what comes out to be the alleged truth.
An insane update on the murder of Celeste Rebez has emerged, and this source comes from Steve Fisher, a private investigator who is currently working on the case.
I was at the house the other day, and there was other vehicles in the garage, so it looked like another Tesla to me.
Now, that clip comes from an interview he did with Pop Crime TV, uploaded to YouTube yesterday, and I highly suggest you guys watch this because it is insane. But by far the biggest thing to come out of this interview was the fact private investigator Steve Fisher confirms a family friend of Celeste emailed Josh Marshall, the missing picture person of Celeste Rebez, and the very next day, Celeste Rebez would return home to her family by herself.
From what I've heard is that the first time she was found, she was found there, and then the second time she came home on her own. I know somebody that wrote an email to Josh and people very close to Josh saying she's there, she's a missing person, and literally the next day she showed up.
The world did not deserve her. Like, the world did not deserve this girl at all. She honestly she almost deserves, I just wish so badly that there's some way to give her some sort of chance, like another chance, because it's just so unfair what happened to her, and it's so disgusting. It's like, I just don't understand why, I don't even, like I said before in this video, I don't even care how exactly, well, obviously it does matter what happens, but like, no matter what, like, there's so many evil people clearly involved. More than one person was clearly and very, very likely involved in this scenario, but like, why can't there be some magical way that, like, she gets another chance? Because it's not fair that her life was just taken away from her.
She came back by herself.
I'm not even joking, guys. During the editing of this video, Josh Marshall has actually responded to this information, saying it's false, and he's tagged multiple creators who are spreading this info. Pause it if you want to read all that, but he's basically saying the email is not true, and this is affecting his family. He goes on to say he doesn't live in the house David and Celeste were staying at, and that he lives with his wife and daughter, who is 14 years old, the same age Celeste would be when she was killed. Now, honestly, I'm not sure how credible the private investigator sources are anymore, but I'm also not sure how credible Josh Marshall is. He may see what the silence has done to David's career and try to save face before time passes, and he starts losing more friends, and it starts affecting his work. Remember, take this all with a grain of salt. They could both be lying to us, or both be telling the truth. Only time will tell, so make sure you follow me to keep updated on all the facts with this situation.
I don't think his comment and his tagging creators makes him look innocent or guilty. I think that it's just like, if you were in this scenario, I would totally want to distance myself from David. Like, if I were some evil person involved in the scenario, I mean, it makes sense. Like, you wouldn't want your career ruined. You'd want to distance yourself. And we've already talked about this, but all of his friends are obviously unfollowing him, deleting posts, doing everything they can because they just don't want their career ruined. I don't even think it was David's silence that destroyed his career. I think it's all the disturbing and disgusting updates that have destroyed his career that are saying, like, yeah, dude, you're cooked. So, I mean, him being silent or him talking, I don't think it'd make much of a difference because, I mean, let's just face the truth at this point. Like I said, there's likely multiple people involved, allegedly. Like, it points to that being a scenario. There's probably gonna be more than one person guilty in this scenario. It's just a matter of how much evidence ties people to it specifically. And like the girl before this said, it's taking a while, and it's honestly kind of annoying how long it's been taking. It's just, like she said, she put it perfectly, kind of fishy, and I really just hope this doesn't get swept under the rug. I know that people have made TikToks about how, like, it's gone silent. Like, all of a sudden, for a while, all you could see was update, David this, David that, and then just a week later, silence. There's nothing. Like, when I look for updates and I see something and I look into it, there's like one video on it, and it's a major update, and there's huge allegations surrounding it. It's like, I mean, what happened? It's so strange. So I hope the private investigator is reliable, but obviously we cannot confirm that yet, like the person in this video stated perfectly.
Huge update for the David and Celeste Rebez investigation, so please stop scrolling. You're gonna want to hear this. Now, in my last video, I went over how the person driving David's Tesla has been identified by private investigator Steve Fisher. And while he was reviewing all of the camera footage, he said not one time did anyone see Celeste leave the house or enter the Tesla, which is leading the investigators to believe Celeste was staying in a different house, which is when they discovered this address that matches up perfectly with the photos David and Celeste could be seen in. Like this picture of the same exact bathroom. Or the live stream they did, you can see this picture, it's the same kitchen. Even in these pictures, you can see it's the same wall art. Now, not only is this address 4 minutes away from the house David was renting, but apparently, right around the time Celeste went missing is whenever this new house would be available to rent again. Now, what's even crazier is days before the investigator would come out to say they have identified the person driving the Tesla, he would post this tweet calling out David's friend Neo. He points out that it might have been him who was driving the Tesla. And it's no coincidence that David and Neo can be seen in multiple pictures touching each other, and it's making people speculate that they had a relationship together. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments.
The private investigator has a Twitter account, and that's where he mainly posts on, so if you're curious for more updates from him, and once again, take it with a grain of salt. Yes, he's a private investigator, but we don't know for sure, and be careful when you make videos on the scenario so you don't get sued by his friends or by David himself if he ever somehow gets out of the situation, which obviously is a possibility due to his wealth and power, and maybe there's not enough evidence tying him, who knows, and it's taking quite a bit. But just know that he tweets a lot of different stuff and has a lot of information that he claims to be coming out, and he keeps on tagging people and mentioning people, which is cool. I just really hope that he's not lying. And now lastly, I know that I've talked about this in former videos, but I really want to touch on this specifically because I have not talked about this. People are AI generating videos of Celeste talking and saying guys, please send me love and flowers, and I don't even want to give the people attention, so I'm not even going to show the videos, partly out of respect for her, because if my life was ended in a horrific way, I wouldn't want people to be seeing AI generated videos. That's just disrespectful. But there are a lot of them, and they've gone viral. I don't know why, I guess because maybe people comment stuff, but seriously, do not ever AI generate videos of people. And obviously, AI has not quite gotten advanced yet where it looks realistic. But when it does, we're going to be in serious trouble because, obviously, it's very clear that it is AI because, she passed away very sadly, very recently. But people could use it to, let's just say, fake evidence and stuff and just mess up investigations. And there's so many troubles that come with it. Please just don't do that also, because victims in these scenarios they deserve respect, and that is something, I don't know why, but she has just not been given. People have been sexualizing her in so many different ways, and that's been a major thing that I've seen on TikTok. I don't know why people just see it acceptable, because one, she is a minor, and two, she is a young girl. I just don't understand. Is it that hard to not treat someone like a human being, that she literally is a human being? It's not that difficult. So do not generate AI videos. I've seen too many of those, and it's just annoying and disgusting, and I try to block the accounts, but apparently blocking stuff on TikTok tells TikTok that I want to see the videos, because when I block them, they recommend me more. So if you see those, there's no dislike button, but block the accounts, and don't comment anything for engagement. That's likely what they want. That's why they're using her image and adding AI to it so she can they can beg for comments through her, which is so disgusting. Putting that into a sentence makes my stomach feel sick. But yeah, just look out for those videos, and they're disgusting. So I know I've made a few videos on this scenario. I haven't made videos. I made a video a few days ago, but it took a few weeks for me to make that one because I just didn't expect David news to just go under the rug. No one's talking about it anymore, and I figured, we might as well have an update on the scenario. I didn't know if anyone was going to watch it because it seems like a lot of people are somehow getting bored of such a horrific scenario, and I'm not saying my audience is, you guys are not at all, but it seems like people treat it like this kind of silly little game, silly little show, they treat it like it's a reality show or something like that. They treat it like these people are characters and they're bored of it. Because I've seen comments complaining about how they're bored of hearing about this, which it's you're kind of a terrible person for saying that. So yeah, I just thought I'd make some updates before likely no one talks about it anymore. I don't not know why, but this is something a lot of people have talked about recently, that no one's saying anything anymore. It's just there's nothing, like silence. There was update, now it's almost silence. So that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. It ended off on a very sad note, but it is a pretty disturbing video, and let me know what you think in the comments. Remain respectful, especially to the victim. There better not be any comments saying anything rude towards her, and with that, that's the end of the video. See you in the next one.